Quilters, it's Pam from AccuQuilt. So hexagons are one of my all-time favorite shapes. I love hexagons. So in celebration of our new studio dies, we have created a huge hexagon studio die, and it's right here. You can see it cuts 6 hexagon shapes. So since we can cut 10 layers of fabric, you can cut 60 hexagons in one pass. So it's a great way to use up your scraps, the end of a bolt. Maybe you want to package them for honeycomb kits. Whatever you'd like to do with hexagons. Hexagons have a couple of different applications. You can sew them together using a Y seam, or you can applique them onto other pieces. We have a wall hanging that does that both. So this is our wall hanging. It's called Hexagon Illusion. You can see it's all bright modern colors. And we've not only sewn and cut hexagons, but we cut smaller hexagons that have fusible on the back, and we've just appliqued it onto this wall hanging. So really a cool effect. So if you love modern quilts, you love hexagons, this is the die for you. Speaking of modern quilts, we'd like to give a huge shout out to the Omaha Modern Quilt Guild. Do you know that they have their monthly meetings every month at AccuQuilt? Lucky ducks. All right, so let's cut some hexagons. So first of all, you want to make sure you have that label at your belly, lengthwise green back and forth across the die board. You want to always make sure you're cutting with that lengthwise green so you always get a clean cut. Now I'm going to take this really cool variegated fabric. Isn't this slick? And I'm going to just lay it over my shapes. All right, here we go. Again, you can do up to 10 layers. I'm just going to take the scraps that I have here and cut those up. All right, get your studio cutting plastic. Turn the handle. All right, you want to give it a little love so it gets rid of some of that static, and then slide that cutting plastic off. Don't lift, otherwise the pieces go everywhere. Okay, we're going to take some of these hexes and look how perfect those hexes are. Okay, so let me show you how we're going to put this table runner together, this wall hanging together. So first of all, I have cut my hexagons using our big studio die, and then I actually put some fusible on the back of fabric and ran it through our smaller hexagon studio die. So we have 2 different sizes of hexagons to use in this project. Now here's kind of a cool tip. What you want to do is you want to take that first hexagon, the big one, and fold it in 4ths. And if you wanted to give it a little press, that's okay too. All right, then I'm going to open it up so you can see where the creases are. Then I'm going to take the pre-fused hexagon. So if they're pre-fused, you can run up to 6 layers through the die cutter instead of 10. And just like the other one, I'm going to fold it in 4ths. What I'm trying to do is find the center of both shapes so that when I put them together, they line up. All right, ready? Here's my tip. You're going to take a piece of a little straight pin and cut off. Run a little slit through there so you can peel off the back paper. All right. Look how cool this is. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the centers and the lines so that everything lines up together. Ta-da, look at how good that looks. And then I'm just going to press it down. So quilters, what you could do is we actually did a top stitch around the top here of this smaller hexagon, but you could use a blanket stitch, a zigzag stitch, a motif stitch, whatever kind of stitch you wanted to do around the edges. So let me just show you kind of how we put this project together. It involves Y seams, but don't stress about Y seams. I would tell you to spend a little bit of time at YouTube. If you put in the search engine how to sew Y seams, there's lots of great videos there on how to piece and sew Y seams together. So let me just show you here on our rows. So basically what we've done is we've sewn 2 hexagons together, but we've stopped at 1/4 of an inch from the end, okay? And we did it on each one of these pieces. Because when you turn this over, look how cool that looks, and sew them together, gotta put it right there. When you sew it together, then you're gonna start here at this 1/4 of an inch and you're gonna stop, turn your needle, and continue with the Y seam. Okay, so it's a little bit of a process. Listen, I would tell you if you've never sewn Y seams together, this is a great way to start. I tell you to find some fabric you don't love, cut some hexagons, and practice sewing those Y seams. You'll be so amazed how fast and easy they come together because we've cut your pieces perfectly. We would love to see your finished projects. You can share them at AccuQuilt.com. At AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quilt more.